Lesson 3: Alleviating stress and promoting health. So, in this lesson, here's my story for you. When I was facing a particularly stressful period in a relationship with a partner, and we were very serious, we were planning on our marriage. See, she was recently out of a divorce, and we tried very hard to make it work. And at this time, I still believe that it was my sole responsibility to fix all of our problems and always change my behavior if she ever expressed any discomfort or not liking anything I said or did. With a lot of hard work, I simply got smaller and smaller in the process of changing for her. There was no space that was my own. So during this time, I discovered the power of creating sacred space within me. So every evening, I would spend a few minutes meditating on my sacred self and my sacred space. That was all my own. And it became a powerful tool for alleviating stress and promoting my emotional health through that relationship. Ultimately, I was able to stay true to myself, regardless of what I was convinced to believe about myself from my lover. I hope this experience inspires you because reflecting on this, we're going to now discuss how stress impacts our sacred spaces and the healing practices that we can incorporate to foster well being. So, stress obviously impacts our well being. A sacred space is going to help you because it's a powerful tool for relief. Without sacred space, the stress of the day become larger and larger, and we're forced to keep reacting to our experiences, our environment, and the outside circumstances because we have nothing sacred to go back to align ourselves to. So, this is very important in helping us deal with and alleviate stress, promoting our natural healing abilities. It serves as a sanctuary where you are going to be able to restore and balance yourself with peace. Ask yourself this question: have you ever noticed how your environment affects your stress levels? You're probably thinking about work right now. You're probably thinking about your high conflict marriage, potential divorce, post marriage life, breaking up, or you're stuck in your relationship. And when that's happening, yeah, your perception of your environment being the only thing that you can't see past it, that is going to bring tremendous amounts of stress. And why you want to learn to create a sacred space that you can go to whenever you want on command. So, have you noticed how your environment affects your stress levels? How do you feel in a cluttered room or a chaotic environment in your relationship, in your home, versus a calm one, versus a healthy, happy, aligned, organized one? Let's discuss the connection between stress and sacred spaces. Because stress significantly impacts your sacred space, your entire experience of your time on this planet, let's talk about what is important to be aware of, right? A cluttered, chaotic space is going to increase your stress. Clearly, a serene environment, peaceful, will help alleviate it. Our surroundings influence our inner state so easily. We want to create sacred spaces so that we have more resilience against our environment. But first, think about how a messy room or a chaotic relationship makes you feel versus a clean, tidy, peaceful one. A disorganized space can make you feel overwhelmed, confused, while an organized one can help bring a sense of calm. Think about the arguments that you have in your relationship, an organized conversation versus an argument. See the difference? Now ask yourself this question: how does your current environment affect your stress levels? Have you noticed a difference in your mood when you're in a cluttered space of chaos versus a clean, peaceful, serene one? Answer that for yourself before we move on. Now, let's look at specific healing practices that you can incorporate into your sacred space. Sacred spaces offer significant emotional and spiritual healing benefits. For example, look at techniques like meditation, visualization, deep breathing, journaling, scripting. All of these promote health. These practices help center and focus your mind, calm your emotions, and help you reconnect with your inner peace. So, for example, how do we integrate all that into your sacred space so it becomes 10x or more? Start your day with a 5-minute meditation or visualization in your sacred space, or do 5 minutes of deep breathing exercises to reduce stress and anxiety in your sacred space. How about visualization? Decide what your vision is and do the visualization to help you imagine a peaceful place, a solved solution in your relationship, a post divorce life that is happy and abundant with yourself and your kids. Do all this in your sacred space, helping you create mental escape from dental pressures. So, which of these techniques that I just went over resonates with you the most? Have you ever tried any of them before? And how did they make you feel? Again, document, write this down. If it did or didn't work in the past, how can you start fresh and anew, starting all over again, to give these a fresh pass as you're going through this course with me? Or what did I not recommend that you're going to use? Pick a process. They all work. And here is how you're going to learn to practice them, by using them all as a sacred practice. Creating that sacredness within you and outside of you will make all processes work like never before. Now, let's move on to practical steps that you can take to reduce stress in your sacred space. Here are some practical steps building on the sacred space you've already created by now that are going to help you minimize stress, specifically using your sacred space. So, here we go. Let's make sure we declutter your space. Add some more calming elements like candles, plants. If none of those are yours, for you, pick something else. Just add to what you've already created. Use resources like guided meditations and visualizations. Pull up your favorite YouTube meditation. Just stick to the process and make sure that you have a clean and serene environment that supports mental clarity and relaxation. Use different apps. Headspace, Calm. YouTube is my number one favorite. $15 is premium. You can find every meditation and visualization to go crazy with for the rest of your life. And it's super, super affordable. Use those to strengthen your practice during your time in your sacred space. Ask yourself this question: what changes can you make to your space to reduce stress? What elements are you going to actually add to make it more serene and inviting? Now, in our next lesson, we're going to delve into creating your internal sacred space specifically. But before we do that, we have some homework. I want you to introduce a calming element, such as a candle, incense, or a plant. And I want you to practice a relaxation technique, just like deep breathing or meditation, in this space daily. And journal about these changes and practices that have affected your stress levels and overall sense of well-being. We want to create this habit. Go deeper, write more, meditate or visualize a little bit longer, adding more details to your first draft of your sacred space. And answer this question for yourself, a powerful question. Which stress relieving technique will you commit to practicing in your sacred space for the rest of your week? Not just one day, not trying something different every single day. Pick one and practice it in your sacred space for a solid week. Analyze, get the data, refresh and renew, and then try something different. I want you to focus on consistency first so you can start breaking through as fast as possible. We will see you in the next lesson.